Mew VMAX has been a powerhouse since its release all the way back in 2021. We know it's been a bit. This deck is and always has been a force to be reckoned with. It even won the World Championship. In today's video, we're going to be covering the Shuffle Squad's newest build, showcasing some of the Obsidian Flame cards, going over how the deck synergizes, as well as showing you some quick gameplay. So stick around and watch the fusion strike.
Be sure to check out all of the sponsors of the Shuffle Squad, whether you're looking for graded cards, you're looking for singles, sealed, we have all affiliate codes with all of our great sponsors, so be sure to check them out in the description below. Thank you so much for supporting us.
Now, Mew VMAX's attack Cross Fusion Strike is going to be the meat and potatoes of how this deck works. We're going to be using this to copy the attacks of any of our other Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. Some of the attacks that we're going to be copying are Meloetta Echo from Meloetta, Psychic Leap from Mew V, Max Miracle can be used in certain situations where we might have to power through a Pokemon and shred, Glistening Droplets off of Oricorio where we might have to spread some damage, and the most common attack here from Genesect V called Techno Blast. Now, Techno Blast does 210 as a base damage, so we're going to want to use this most of the time. If we do have something like a double turbo energy that reduces our attacks for 20 damage, we are still going to hit for 190. Now, the big selling point of Genesect V here is that it has the ability for Fusion Strike System. Now, if you've been living under a rock for a while, you might not know what this ability does, but we'll cover it here. Fusion Strike System will allow you to draw the same number of cards into your hand that you have Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. Being as we only play Fusion Strike Pokemon in this list, we can draw up to 6 cards for each time that we're using Fusion Strike System. This can be used multiple times in a turn. We're able to ramp up damage with our Power Tablet item here for an extra 30 damage each Power Tablet that we're using. We can put important Pokemon into the Lost Zone with stadiums like Lost City, and we can grab important tool cards with Town Store, which is a brand new card from Obsidian Flames. We can get things like the most expensive card out of any card in the meta right now for a Seal Stone, where this is able to search our deck for any card at any point in the game while we're using this. However, we can only use it once per game. Now, the full deck list is going to be down in the description of this video, so if you want to copy and paste that into your PTCG Live, you can definitely do so. But what we're going to do is we're just going to hop over into some gameplay and show you how this deck works. Okay, we're going to see exactly what is queued up here on the ladder. Take this Mew deck out for a spin and see what we can do. Perfect. They are flipping heads, and we get to actually go first. So we get a chance to set up with Mew VMAX, and that's really what you're aiming to do, is just get all of your cards set, ready to go, get all your Genesects out, and ready to fire off an attack as soon as possible and be really aggressive with this deck. So we did get the unfortunate mulligan, but we'll see what we draw into now. So an Oricorio start, not the best thing in the world. However, we do have 4 Seal Stone. We do have 2 Ultra Balls here. We have a Mew, Lost Vacuum. Lots of things that we can use to our advantage based on what our top deck is. Alright, we're playing against Gardevoir, which arguably is a decent matchup. But let's get rid of our Iono. We know that we can get that back. And maybe we'll get rid of a Power Tablet, because we don't always need Power Tablets. Maybe to swing for those 2-hit knockouts, possibly, or get those small Psychic Leaps. We can Psychic Leap. Now we've got Genesect here. We can put Forest Seal on and then do the unfortunate first turn Star Alchemy and go in and get another Genesect. Oh, we actually want to put that back. I'm sorry. We're going to get a Battle VIP Pass as we check our prize cards here. We do have 2 paths in the deck still, so really good against Guardy. If we're able to disrupt the late game, I think that we'll be just fine. So we'll go ahead and get Battle VIP Pass. We'll go in, see what else we want to get. We do have 2 other Mew Vs, So there is a potential that we can just get rid of this other Mew, or I'm sorry, 2 more Mew VMAXs. Or what I could do is I could just get rid of this stone with the Ultra Ball and get the Lost Vacuum good to go. Now we get to draw 3 more cards with Fusion Strike System. And we do get the Fusion Strike Energy, which is really good too. I think that I'm going to go ahead and just Fusion Strike System for 1 more card. And it's not the card that we need, but next turn we can do quite a few things. So I'm going to go ahead and end the turn here. We got a decent setup, and hopefully our opponent won't just pop off with like maybe a Celebrations Mew, get their own Battle VIP Pass. They do have an extra card in hand, so they had 9 cards in hand total, which obviously puts us at a disadvantage here. But Mew can really, take over the opponent late game. Again, it's a super aggressive deck, so we want to take a look at what our opponent's doing just to pay attention on how our plays are going to work from here on out. Looks like that Battle VIP Pass, the Celebrations Mew, everything is working for our opponent, and we have to play to the outs here. So we have an energy on Mew V. We really want to escape rope. So I'm hoping maybe this Cram-o-matic with the Ultra Ball can just escape rope us into victory. Maybe taking one of those Ralts out. So perfect, it does. So we can go ahead, and the first thing we want to do is get an escape rope here. We're going to play the escape rope, and they get to send one of their Ralts up. One of them is going to be knocked out. We're going to go into this Mew V. All right. We're going to play our Mew VMAX. Okay. This is fine. And honestly, so is this. We're going to go ahead and just put our Iono back. Before we use our second Fusion Strike System, what we're going to do is use the brand new Town Store. I'm going to go in, and I am going to see what's left. Unfortunately, our gloves are prized, so we could get a Choice Belt. We could just get a Forest Seal Stone just to thin the deck, really. Let's put that on the other Genesect here. I could play another Power Tablet just to get 1 extra card off this other Genesect. Okay. I could just Iono here. It's going to give him an extra card, but we're so far behind right now. Let's get Iono, get some more cards. Maybe we'll draw into another Genesect. And there's our Fusion Strike energy. So this is really good, actually. Let's go ahead and put the energy here. Then I can save this Cram-o-matic for the following turn. Maybe boss up something else. But for right now, I'm just going to max Miracle for 160 damage. We can continually attack with this Mew over and over again. So that's so great here. I know our Lost City would also have been a great stadium instead of Town Store. But Town Store can be good in those situations where, again, you're trying to Psychic Leap into something that's psychic, you're trying to grab your gloves, and now here comes the Mirage Step. So we're going to get to see a whole bunch of Kirlia go onto our opponent's bench. They are using Town Store to their advantage. I'm kind of interested to see what they get. Looks like they get nothing, and they are just shuffling the deck. So maybe a stone could potentially be in there, or they're just shuffling because they want their Iono, or the cards that were on their Iono back. And there's the Mirage Step. We see that all of the Kirlias are down over there. We can obviously go ahead and do Escape Rope. I can even put this Mew VMAX up front. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's use Cram-o-matic, because what I want to do is just boss up one of these Kirlias. And unfortunately, we don't get to go ahead and do that right now, but I could thin the deck a little bit more. You know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in with the Town Store. We're going to get a Choice Belt for now, because we can always maybe get gloves off here. So we'll just put the Choice Belt there, thinning out the deck a little bit more. I'm going to Fusion Strike System. Alright, we do get the Lost City. Still really good. I could Lost City or Path next turn. Path would shut off their Gardevoir EX. Now I'm only drawing one card. Let's just try to Fusion Strike System. Either way, we are taking a knockout, and we do get double Path. So honestly, I think I'm just going to go with Path to the Peak, and then we'll just max Miracle for 130. So if they do bump this Path, because they're going to have a whole bunch of draw, what we want to do is put the important Pokemon in Lost Zone with Lost City. We want to make sure that they go in Lost City, they can never get them back. It looks like they get their Mirage Step Kirlia, which is really good. We saw Tord play this at the World Championship, came in second place in this exact matchup here, right? Mirage Step is good because it does have only one retreat, where the Refinement Kirlia has a 2 retreat cost. But the next step for us is to really play around if they're going to bump our Path to the Peak. Now, if they do evolve here and somehow get this Path out, somehow evolve into a Gardevoir EX, that could be good. They're going to go ahead and thin their deck and get a Manaphy out of the deck with Level Ball. Probably use Refinement here. So they're digging, is what they would say. That the layman's term is digging through their deck. They're trying to find their resources. We need to stop them from getting all of the resources before we run out of resources on our end. So Power Tablet is good, and they do see the Collapse Stadium, so that's going to allow them to use their Gardevoir EX. And we can always Path again. So this is nice. This is a main attacker, this Gardevoir here from Chilling Reign that has the Shining Arcana ability. Really good here, hitting with Brainwave for mega damage on our end. And there's the Ultra Ball. What I want to try to do is hit into this for at least enough damage, right? We want to get enough damage. And I want to put Lost City down so that I'll never be able to get this Gardevoir back. Then, the following turn, what I really want to do is put this Path to the Peak out and shut off their Gardevoir EX. Okay, here it comes. And it looks like they're just going to try to go for a Genesect V. Maybe go for a 2-prize, 2-prize, 2-prize turn to knock out my Genesects. Maybe that's the path to victory for them. And still, even if they knock this out and Psychic Embrace for enough, there we go. What's nice is that they do damage themselves. So again, using those Power Tablets early on in the game didn't matter as much. It didn't matter in this specific matchup. Now, it will matter in other matchups, but because they continually damage themselves, and the only way to get that damage off is the Cresselia, that's something we want to use to our advantage. So what I want to do is I want to Elesa Sparkle here. We'll just choose this, even though there's only one more in the deck. The game should know that, but we all know how PTCG Live works. And what I'll do is just hit the Lost City. Now, this could be kind of funny, is if we throw out our Power Tablets, switch, and then put this Gardevoir EX into the Lost Zone. And that's exactly what I want to do here. I'm going to take 2 prize cards. We're going to go Fusion Strike System. I'm going to get to put this on the active Genesect. Go in here with my Mew. I can still, you know what, I'm just going to put the tool card down. Not that we'll ever need it. Just because I want to draw more cards. Let's Fusion Strike System. Alright, we don't need those cards, but what we can do is cross Fusion Strike, and we're going to hit for 270 damage. onto this Gardevoir, knocking it out and putting it in the lost zone. So if you saw that math there, 2 power tablets on our Mew because it didn't use double turbo energy, and because there was already damage counters for using Psychic Embrace on the Gardevoir EX. That's pretty much it. So, all right, so they're going to Lost Vacuum our Lost City, I'm assuming. They do have to research their hand, which is an amazing research, by the way. If you didn't catch that, they had 0 cards in their hand. And then here we go, Shining Arcana. Let's see what they put here. They do put 1 energy card on the Gardevoir. That feels fine. We're going to see what else our opponent does next. See if they can draw into their other final Gardevoir EX. We can boss that up too. Which I think would be pretty funny if we had gloves. We could go in and hit this with gloves, and then they can't retreat. That's another way that you can play into Gardevoir, is with them just not being able to retreat. It's super fun. Kind of funny. It looks like maybe they were trying to search for their reversal energy as well. Fog Crystal is something that you can do. There's one more energy card. They did not manually attach yet. They're just going to go all in with these Ralts. Let's see what they do, because they are at quite the disadvantage. I can just knock this out and then take one final knockout and I'm doing just fine, right? And if they even put up a Zacian V, oh, there it is. And we just win, just because they knew that they would not be able to ramp up to take a one-hit knockout on our Mew, and we really win that game. That was awesome. So Mew, still a great deck. And there you have it as well, Mew VMAX. This is a brand new list with those Obsidian Flames cards too, so even minor tweaks to the deck can make it really, really good, super aggressive. And what blows my mind even more is this is a budget deck. Now, you can go out and buy singles for this deck, and it'll cost you maybe $50 at most with shipping, or you could go buy the League Battle decks. You can buy 2 of them, and you have this whole deck built already. So Mew is such an aggressive deck, will always be an aggressive deck until rotation in 2024. And I mean, there's not much more I can say about how this works. I mean, this is still a great deck into the meta that is dependent on Charizard EX now, which is a dark type attacker. It still does well after winning the World Championships. So if you like this list, you can always check out lists like this that are new and adapted over on our Patreon account. That is also in the description, or just keep watching the channel here. But anyway, I'm PJ. Thanks so much for watching here on the Shuffle Squad. We'll catch you next time.
You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.